I'm Bill.
And I'm Candace. And we're the Disruptors. Welcome to the show, Bill.
It's nice you could make it.
Well, I'm always
It's a long
here.
drive for you.
Well, you
Yeah.
and your...
I understand. You don't have to tell me.
what do they call that thing?
What thing is that?
Your walker.
My walker, yes.
You and your walker.
Yes, me. I got a license plate for it. Really looks cool.
Well, I noticed that you were working on trying to bedazzle it.
Yeah, that's right. I want it to look really sharp, the walker. I really do. We have some special guests here today. We're going to talk about crafts and events and neat stuff. So I'm going to let you introduce them because you know you want to, and I don't want to bother you while you're thinking.
Yes. Well,
Rarely this
we
happens.
have Bill and Gail of B&G sponsored events.
Yes, we do.
We're privileged to have them.
You bet we are.
They do amazing events in the local area.
And I tell you what we ought to do. We should actually talk to them next, since they're on the show.
Welcome to the show, Bill and Gail.
Thank you.
We're excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
How long have you guys been in the actual event business itself?
We are going to be celebrating our 9th year at our December event.
9 years. That's amazing.
Well, events are not easy to put on.
No.
So you both obviously have great intestinal fortitude, tenacity, something, and you must be doing something right because, we've done events and they're not easy. So
it really is very difficult. What got you started into the events?
An accident.
An accident?
Yes. We were attending church, and they were holding a bazaar, and the person who was supposed to be hosting it backed out.
I'll be darned.
And yet all the vendors were set. So we were asked if we wouldn't mind doing it.
Oh.
And that was 9 years ago.
That was 9 years, and you're still
Right. Despite the hassles and the aggravation, yes.
Still
That's
there.
the way we got into hosting them.
Okay.
But the way we got into doing events to start with, we would do yard sales, and occasionally I put my crochet items out there. People go, oh, those are beautiful. You need to go and do this bazaar. I go, what's a bazaar?
Yeah.
What's that all about? And that's how we actually got our feet wet.
Sure.
And got into it. That's really now when we talk about B&G sponsored events, you have an event coming up. In fact, next month.
Oh, very excited! Yeah, the Facebook said it's only 2 weeks away. That's
a little scary, isn't it?
yes.
Let's start making that clock tick down a little bit faster.
Tell us about what the event's going to be like on November 11th.
Well, it's going to be at Mount Tahoma High School in the Commons area. And we've never done events there. It's a brand new venue for us, but it is humongous.
Really big area.
We can get about 100 vendors in there, Bill says. He does
Wow.
all the floor planning and stuff.
You're the logistics guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
About 100 vendors. My goodness.
So what's the name of the event?
It's called the Red, White, and Blue Bazaar.
How fun? So I'm assuming I don't want to do that, but holiday gifts.
Yes, because we are actually in the Christmas season as far as bazaars are going. Actually, used to be November 4th, first weekend. The closest first weekend in November is considered the season. But like everything else in the stores and stuff, the season's been backing up further and further.
We haven't even carved the pumpkin yet, and the Christmas tree's up. Yes.
Yep. So here we are. We are actually in the bazaar season now. What was the question again?
No, you're doing good.
You're doing great.
You're doing great.
That's what I have to ask Candace half the time. Where are you at?
I don't know.
She
Well,
gets there.
Bill suffers from memory loss.
That's right.
So, we always harass him.
Well, we're doing something very special this time because it's on Veterans Day to honor our veterans. Any vendor that they themselves or their spouse is in the military or retired military, they get $10 off of their booth fee.
Well, that's awesome.
And any customer that walks in the front door with a military uniform on gets a free raffle ticket. And we'll be raffling off many, many things because our vendors all donate something. But we at B&G sponsored events also usually donate to the raffle a $50 bill.
Wow.
But we're going to do a $100 bill this time.
Well, that's
Holy
incredible.
smokes.
That's really, really
And that's
good.
for the customers as well as the vendors. Our raffles are not just for the vendors. We just ask that the customers be available, that we call and tell them, hey, you want it, so then we can arrange for them to pick them up.
So I'm a vendor, and I want to come. Is there room for me at this event?
At this event, we still have several spots open because it's so big. Right now we have 63 vendors confirmed.
Okay.
Wow.
So how do I contact you?
Well, I give you a card there that has our Facebook page and my contact information.
Why don't you go ahead, Candace? And
so their phone number is 253-831-7894, and their website address is
they're on Facebook.
No,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, they're on Facebook.
Okay.
B&G sponsored events.
Yeah, this is where we read with
Okay,
Dick
it's
and Jane.
BAND, so it's BNGS sponsored events.
That's
So
very
that's-
good, Candace.
Yeah. But I was also looking at this bookworm234@AOL.com. Is that
Yes,
your
that is my
or-
email. But when you do bookworm, it's only one O. It's BOKWORM234.
There we go.
Everybody likes to put that extra O in there, and then they wonder why the email don't get to me.
Yeah. I emailed
That's
her a
okay.
month
Somebody's
ago.
getting them, wondering who on earth.
What kind of vendors are going to be there? Are they going to be all just craft people, or do you have a variety of vendors?
We have several different kinds. We have several LuLaRoe, which is clothing. We have Avon. We have Paparazzi.
I love to buy paparazzi. You know, I never
And
get out of
we have
spending.
sort of a mix between direct sales and crafters.
So it's really a show that has a lot of great things to look at and look
Right.
for in both lines.
Like stocking stuffers.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that would be a
Yes.
great idea. I never thought of that.
Well, you don't want to wait till, December 24th at 3:30 or,
11:59.
and try to find something. So this would be a great way.
It really would. And out there now, I understand you've had other shows out at the school.
No, this is our first one.
This is the first one.
First one at this venue, yes. Although now we want to be centralized. We don't want to be traveling all over town, all over like we did last year. So we've got 5, I think, booked at the school.
5 at the school.
So next year they'll all be at the school except the December event. And the December event is our holiday. That's when we started actually doing it. And there's a story there of how we ended up at the place we're at now. I don't care how big a venue we get. I don't care where we're at. We'll always have our anniversary at this small church as long as they'll have us.
Well, that's.
And can I say the name of the church?
Yeah, please.
Sure, please.
Prayer Tower Ministries on 6th Avenue
Oh, okay. And
in
that's
Tacoma.
in Tacoma.
In Tacoma.
And that particular one is where you actually start out. Then is that correct? Or-
No, we actually started out at our church, Epworth Third United Methodist Church, but they ended up selling the church and closing the doors.
Oh.
So we've been kind of floundering around trying to find a permanent place.
Uh-huh.
And we were doing an event at another church we went to after that, and they canceled the event on us 1 week before the event.
Wow.
No.
And Prayer Tower Ministries saved us.
Isn't that amazing?
So, well, Jesus saved us, but
You bet.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
and so where at on 6th Avenue are they located?
5401 6th Avenue.
Where is that in location?
6th and Verde, 1 block up from Stevens.
Okay, so where is Tower Lanes from there?
It's further that away.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman that always stands out there on the corner and I don't remember I just drive there to
Right on the sidewalk, I
or
wanna
B&I
mention.
meeting.
Yeah.
But and he's always waving, and I look so forward to honking my horn and waving at him and telling him that I love him. And so, but I haven't seen him, so I was curious if
Do you know where Sonics is at on 6th Avenue?
No, that's probably past
that's a
Tacoma
drive-in.
Boys, right? That's past Tacoma Boys.
It's on this side of Tacoma Boys.
It's on the Tacoma side
Yeah.
and you're on Tower is on the narrow side. towards the
okay.
bridge.
If you get to Narrows, you've gone too far.
Okay.
Way
Awesome.
too far.
Way too far.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of sidewalks on the Narrows Bridge. Although the new bridge has wider ones so you can drive on them now, which I thought was great.
It's good for
One
you.
way, though. One way.
Good for you, Bill.
Tell us, give us kind of a story maybe of one of the toughest events you ever had to put together, or maybe cover some of the neat stuff that we never hear about, with the vendors and...
what, bounce checks, bad credit cards?
No.
Actually, we've had the bounce checks.
I'm sure that you have.
Thank you.
You're working
Candace.
with people, and you've been in it for 9 years, so
Our vendors, once you vend at one of our events, you're then a part of our family. And we kind of watch out for them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like if we've done an event somewhere and we know that there's been some kind of major problem.
Sure.
I won't tell my vendors, don't go there. You're an adult. You got to go where you don't want to go.
Right.
This is my experience that I've had at that. And I will not badmouth any other vendor coordinator or whatever.
Sure.
But I will speak the fact. This is what happened when I went. Do what you want.
You bet.
And then again, I mentioned...
Vendors, this whole concept of doing what you're doing, it is like a big community, a family community.
Yes.
And it's really neat because you get to know these people so well, and they depend on a good show. What are some of the other areas that you work on as far as promoting your shows? I know we're doing a little bit of promotion for you, but talk to me about the pink sign and how the pink sign started, because they have the prettiest pink sign you've ever seen.
We got a negative comment about that this last weekend. They say one of the vendors thought that it wasn't very professionally made. So, but then again, I've had a lot of people come in and go, that sign not being professional made caught my attention more than
you bet,
because it's bright, it's pink, it's that real bright pink. And go ahead, honey.
One thing I love about the signs is you can see them from 2 to 3 blocks away. And if all of a sudden you go away and you don't see any more pink signs, you've missed us.
You're down the road. You're down the road. It's interesting. Now, how did your show go last time? That would have been the last show for Halloween. Was there a lot of people that came out for the show?
The first day it was busy most all day. We had very little downtime.
I'll be darned.
Now, we didn't have wall-to-wall, get on my way, elbow thingy, but just a constant flow. Sunday was kind of slow. I was very excited about it. A lot of neat people, fantastic people.
Well, okay, then let's turn it around a little bit. You got a couple of tips maybe you can give. There's a lot of people listening to the show that have not maybe got into events yet.
What makes a vendor's booth good?
Yeah.
Because you've got 9 years of experience of looking at bad and good.
Yeah.
What makes a vendor's booth good? One thing, tablecloths down to the floor.
Okay.
Down to the floor.
Down the floor, because when you empty your bins out and stuff,
sure,
you don't want people seeing empty bins, empty boxes sitting around. You want to hide that. You want to hide not having your table over cluttered.
Okay.
You want to have things on your table, of course, but you don't want to have them cluttered. One thing you do not want to start packing up before the cutoff time.
Before the cutoff time.
If we say cutoff time is at 4 o'clock, you wait till 4:01, 4:04. If there's other customers in there, you still don't break down. I was on the wall on this one when we first started. I thought, well, why not? Who cares? Then it was shown to me, and I saw it myself, that if you even start consolidating your table and someone's coming in the door, they think everyone's done, and they'll turn around and they'll go right out. They think, oh, they're done, we're out of here.
Yeah, there's no reason to go through it. Everybody's gone home.
So,
what's your opinion on, spin the wheel or drawings or...
We do that.
Do you feel like since you have such a unique perspective, so you're able to take a look, and watch. I mean, do you think that helps people interact with that table or that vendor?
I think it does, especially if you got children's games involved in it.
Okay.
The parents follow their children.
Very true.
And you got the children hovering around this little area where there's a game.
Mm-hmm.
The parents are going to be hovering around also.
Mm-hmm.
Do you incorporate games at your shows, your events?
I'm glad you asked that question.
Okay.
When B&G first started out, we consider ourselves unique because we do games. And no other vendor have we ever, and vendor coordinator have we seen do that. Well, then we got away from doing it because someone didn't like the games, and so you listen to one person's negative, you don't listen to everybody else's.
Sure.
And because we listened to one person, not everybody else's, we stopped doing it. We are starting to do it again with this. Well, we started doing it last event, actually. But I fell into a fun thing. When we do the games, some people say, well, if you plan games with your vendors, you're planning for failure. You're planning for not people coming in. Mm-hmm. I said, no, not at all. I don't care where you're at. You do an event, unless you're at a fair, you're going to have downtime.
Well, that's very true.
People go to church on Sunday afternoons. They don't come till afterwards.
Right.
And people don't get up at 10 o'clock to come on Saturday. We have to get ready to set up.
Right.
So what I've hit on, rather than handing out the papers to play the games in downtime, I put them in the vendor